Hi! We are here with a new video about the January books I read in January, and this is Poppy. She is freshly washed and a little bit I presume a little bit upset because she had a bath. She doesn't like it. So she will just rummage around here. So I read altogether 19 books, and I'm going to say read because some of them are mentor books and others are audio books. So I read altogether 19 books, some of them actual books, like these. Some of them were ebooks, audiobooks, and I also had some mentor books. And if you don't know what mentor books is, I'm saying I read them, but I wasn't physically reading them. The authors of the books are sit down and basically just take out the most important bits and bobs from the books, and they are talking about it. So it's like a very compressed speed gaining of the knowledge. So let's start with the mentor books. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them, if I'm right. Should be 6, but anyway. I found the 6th one. It's just I forgot to print out the small book cover from here. Habits, The Power of Habits by Charles Duhigg. It is about how to develop stronger habits into your daily life, and that's just going to help you to achieve the goals you want to achieve. Yeah, for example, like 45% of what we do daily is a habit, and quite a lot of them are unconscious habits, so you are not even aware of them. Or to change a habit, you have to be conscious about it. So you have to realize that's a habit, and then you can change it. So 13 things mentally strong people don't do, as the title says. It was about 13 things, and that was okay. Honestly, some of these books did not had a big impact on me, so yeah. The next one was Resilient by Rick Hanson. That was good because actually my word for 2023 is resilience, because I want to become more resilient. At the last couple of years we had quite a lot of ups and downs. Some of them are, or most of them are actually out of our control, and for me, just to be more resilient and have that survival instinct all the time and get through everything, that's just very important. So that was quite a good book. I marked it as a 5-star. For example, this sentence comes to me daily nowadays. When you make something happen instead of letting it happen to you, that's exercising agency. So life happens for you, not to you. So you have the control how to react to the things that happening in your life, not about the things that's happening. So that was quite interesting, and also the author was very informative, so he had a lot of good things going on. And so the 4th one was Building a Story Brand by Donald Miller, and that book was mostly about about being different in your industry, and when you telling someone what you are doing, you have like 2 sentences, and if you can't crack the 2 sentences, you were going to lose the focus of that person, so they are not going to be interested in you. And that was interesting. He said quite a lot of good things, good tips how to have that 1 or 2 sentence which can express exactly what you are doing, instead of all the bubbles. So that was good. And then I listened to The Obstacle Is the Way by Ryan Holiday, and again, that was an interesting concept, saying that instead of avoiding obstacles when you go for your goals, you have to take it to consideration that maybe the reason why you have that obstacle, because that's gonna show you the way how you can do it, and use it instead of try to avoid it. Mentor Box is good fun if you want to read more self-development books and you want to develop some of the skills you have, because they have a big variety of different books, shortened, so you get the essence of the book rather than reading the whole thing. At the end of the day, once you read a self-development book, you will have your own conclusion. You will have 2, 3, 4 points what you're going to take away from the book, and basically the authors make it easier for you. So they telling you what did they write about for 200-300 pages, and they just telling you in 1 or 2 hours, which is, I think, quite good. Get Momentum, again, they gave you some good tips, and good tips about how you can move on. Sometimes I find once you read like 10, 15 of self-development, self-help books, you find them repetitive. So nothing new under the sun, how they say. They keep telling you the same things, but with different words, different views, and different techniques to use, but at the end of the day they are talking about the same thing. Okay, then I try to think about which one I listened as an audio book. I listened to Jeff Wheeler's Stormglass and Mirrorgate. Those are the first 2 books of the Harbinger series. Yes, Harbinger series. I really enjoy them. He has a very good style to describe the landscape and describe everything, so I really like that. It was not too much, but it was very thorough, so you can imagine where you are. And also the concept itself is very interesting, that you have the upper class living on a floating lands, and the rest, the poor, is living on the ground basically, and this word using mainly the air as a source of energy, and they have another word where the water is more prominent. So it's very interesting, very good to listen. So this is my go-to when I'm cooking, or when I'm writing letters to my pen pals, because it's very nice. You don't have to focus on that very hard, but you can still get into the story. So I really enjoyed them. And I also listened to Naomi Novik's Uprooted. and that was interesting. Also, I liked it, but it was a bit, oh, it was a bit heavy towards the end. So I'm happy that I read it. It's nice, and it has some. I don't know whether it was just me feeling that, but it had some Eastern European folklore. Maybe, maybe I'm finding something what's not there as an Eastern European. I don't know, but yeah, mentioning the Babush Gaya, or something like that. That was a hint. But I enjoyed it, and I also listened to. Sorry, I'm keep looking down, but these are the books I read, and I have to find which one did I listen and which one did I read as an ebook. I listened to Her Final Breath by Robert Dugoni. That was good. That's just your normal crime book. I enjoyed it. It wasn't something special. Also, I listened to Close to the Bone by Kendra Elliott. These are all from Kindle Unlimited, because I used to had an audio book subscription, but I cancelled, and instead I started to use Kindle Unlimited, so I can have both the ebooks and the audio books as well. So yeah, that's quite convenient. And this one, The Close to the Bone, that was just something I wanted to finish so I can take it out of the way. But honestly, if I had to pay for that, I wouldn't. It was not good. I did not enjoy it at all. And then the ebooks I read. I don't know what is the name of the series. I try to think, but it's 3 books by W.L. Knightley, and the first one is Silent Crime, Guilty Crime, and I will just have Hidden Crime. And I have these teeny tiny book covers for my journal. So Silent Crime, Guilty Crime, and Hidden Crime. This is the Hidden Crime I did not read yet, but Silent Crime and Guilty Crime, they were very good. I had a sense I had a feeling like it was in a similar style, like if you ever read Chris Carter. Oh God, I really like him. I think I have all of his books. I read most of them. I think 1 or 2 I did not read yet. But his style is gruesome. It's just sick, very sick. And you know, you can't imagine how did he ended up with the ideas he has. But these 2 books as well, The Silent Crime and Guilty Crime, were kind of similar, so I had the same sense. It wasn't too gruesome, but anyway, it had some scenes where you have been following the killer and see what did he do, which I'm not a big fan of, but sometimes it's good to have the view from the killer's point of view, so you have both sides, not just the good side. So I'm looking forward to read the 3rd book in this series. And then, hello, yeah, my buddy. Yeah, you came at the right time, because we are moving on to the actual books. What do you think about them? Yeah, she's our reading buddy. She loves to be on the chair with us when we have when we have the blankets on us. Oh, and they can't see you. Sorry. Come on higher. Come higher. I'll be all over. Look at you. You smells nice. Yeah. What's up? Which one did you like the most? None of them, because you did not read them. If you see a ghost, don't tell me. I don't want to know. So I will start from I would say least favorite, but it's not true. I really enjoyed them, but I have 3 books I really enjoyed, and these are good books as well. So I found 2 copies of this book. I have a paperback and I have a hardback as well. It was purely because of the cover I got this book. It's Kate Moss, The Winter Ghosts. The book was in a very nice scenery in South France, close to the Alps. So as a mountain girl, I like that. I really enjoyed the description of the landscape and the small villages he passed. And also, this is very rare, but this book has some illustrations, so it made the reading a little bit interesting. And it's about a guy, a young guy, after the First World War, traveling through South France, and as the title says, see some ghosts. And I'm not going to go into any more details because I don't want to ruin the experience to anyone. Yeah, so it was a 3-star. 3-star because the cover is very nice. It's illustrated. It has a nice scenery. I like the description of the guy, his inner turmoil, because he lost his brother, and it was some grief, self-counseling in the book as well. And also the mysterious part about the ghosts. That was interesting, but altogether it wasn't a big something, but I would say a strong 3-star, so I enjoyed it. So I read The Girl Who Drank the Moon by Kelly Barnhill, and I did enjoy this book as well. This is sort of a fairy tale kind of tale for kids, not too young kids, and altogether it was nice. I felt the end a bit rushed, so the whole book up until the last, I don't know, 30 pages had a pace, and then suddenly I felt like the author realized, and sorry, I'm just checking. Yeah, I'm around 340 pages. I must finish the book now. And suddenly the last 40 pages, everything happened, which I enjoy, but I felt a little bit rushed. So yeah, the first big chunk of the book was a little bit slower pace, and the last bit was very intense. But still, it was very nice. It was an interesting concept about witches, so that's good. It was a long time ago when I read books like this, so I'm getting back into magical books. And then we are going to discover the 3 books I really enjoyed this year so far. And I think the bar is quite high because these are very strong books. I'm thinking about, I can't really say which one is my, so it's not in order. These are all very good books. The Book Lover. I know it's a romantic book, and I know it's about Nora and Charlie. I did enjoy that part of the story, but I also really enjoyed the development of the relationship between Nora and her sister, and that was more interesting for me than the romance itself. So because of that, I really like this book. Sometimes just for a break between crime books, gruesome scenes, and and self-development books. I read romances, but most of them are very similar, and I like the fact that this one was different, so it wasn't that how should I say, cheesy, slimy, you know, everything is working out. At the end, everything worked out, but still, you know, it wasn't that sweet and gooey. It was more like a real life for me, especially because of the sister angle. So I really like that. Because of that, I really like the book. On its own, without the sister, I think it have been less interesting. So yeah, this was Book Lovers by Emily Henry. This was very good. I enjoyed it. And then, just to break up a little bit, I read, this is a Hungarian edition, but it's Edith Eva Eger, The Gift. So that's just the Hungarian title. And some of you may go into cringe because I highlighted half of the book. But this is just, I think it should be mandatory to everyone to read, because I read The Choice, and this is the second book from her, and it was about secrets, shame, sorry, I tried to translate, grief, and self-limiting beliefs, judgment, and everything, and every single part of the book was just so good. So you have some of the chapters, and at the end of each chapter, and I don't know, I presume the English version is the same. So at the end of every single chapter, you have one or more tips how to do what she was talking about. But she is absolutely amazing. I mean, she's a psychiatrist, if I'm right, and she's also a survivor of Auschwitz. So this was one of the books I want to read for a while, every single year, just to really implement all the things she was talking about, because it was so good, so good. So one of my favorite books so far in this year. And then the other favorite book of mine is A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman. And I know a lot of people were talking about this book, and I was thinking about it to read it, and I read the back, what is it about, and I decided I'm not interested. But last year I found a used copy, and I said, okay, that's a sign, so maybe I should read. And a couple of years ago, before we moved and started to travel, we used to live in Knutsford up in Cheshire, and we had a neighbor who were kind of Knutsford's own Ove, because he was kind of grumpy and knew everything and keep an eye on the cul-de-sac for everything. So, but oh God, some of the parts, it was just, I couldn't stop smiling, and in other parts I was heartbroken. I really liked it, really liked it, and I said to my husband, you must read this because it's just quite nice. So altogether, these were all the books I read in January. Some were quite good, some were not that good. These are the 3 books I enjoyed the most. So The Book Lovers by Emily Henry, A Man Called Ove by Fredrik Backman, and The Gift by Edith Eva Eger. I really recommend this to everyone, because it's just is just amazing, and I think we should read it every single year until we really take all the advices and implement into our life. So I hope you enjoyed this, and I will come with February's reading, and also I try, because I'm quite new to making videos, but I try to do some daily vlogs because I enjoy making the videos, and also I would like to share some of the things we do on a daily basis because it's just nice. So have a lovely afternoon, evening, morning, and see you soon. Bye bye.